Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. So I would say the people on the right wing are more emasculated than the people on the left, because it has to do with the Tanya Harding effect and the concentration camp effect. For a long time, white supremacists have been trying to make the military, the police, white bodybuilders, white craftsmen, white people work various jobs that are historically seen as masculine jobs in white culture. They're trying to make it so they seem more appealing, and they're very concerned with white fertility rates, reproduction, right? The abortion bans in the red states and not in the blue states. They're very much concerned with that and everything to do with sexual behavior. So the left wing, the Democratic Party, for example, obviously helps them emasculate people on the left, but it's more emasculating to be closer to the core of the people who are trying to emasculate people and make people gay, whether you seem masculine or not in your culture, than it is to be from the groups that you're jealous of, that you're trying to take away from. And again, I'm not a black supremacist, I'm a moral supremacist. Everyone should know that this is the truth and it has to be said, and not many people are saying things like this these days. And there's a bunch of cults that talk about the left-right paradigm, and they're part of the problem too. They're playing stupid, they're working with the elite, what have you. A lot of fraternities are telling on each other these days, and they conceal the fact they're in a fraternity, but you can tell by their looks, by what they're doing, by their works, what have you. It's pretty obvious. So let's talk about Israel and Palestine really briefly here. A huge part of what's going on in the Middle East is to distract you from their sexual control agenda, the eugenicist agenda, their image game agenda, right? And it's coming very much from the European elites, right? The English royals. It's coming from rich Jews. It's coming from LGBT people who have their own kind of Greco-Roman Greek fraternity conception of masculinity. Think about gay-looking frat guys who play sports. Okay, there's a lot of people concerned with how people perceive masculinity, or at least how they behave like they perceive it, which is part of the purpose of propaganda, to get you to behave a certain way. Quite often it's not so much about what you think, because they can't really convince you that 1 + 1 magically equals 3 in basic arithmetic, so to speak. Okay, so I am not the expert on all the details of the Israeli and Palestinian conflict. However, I am the expert on what should be done. Greatest leader ever possible, thanks to God giving me command over the spirits of countless righteous souls and making me their representative. Now they try to do things like try to make it so I sound retarded or gay or annoying. It should be very clear to you why they're doing that. They don't know what to do in life, right? These are people who aren't smart enough to obey God through me. It's like we're talking about retards here, and countless people look like they have developmental disorders these days. They look like they're hooked to the machine, and their brains are being hacked en masse, and there's a bunch of idiots who are hacking their brains who look weird and look like arrogant white people trying to benefit from the sabotage of other people, what have you. Very foolish, very dumb. They're the most embarrassed generation in their group's history. It's a very, very stupid plan they're doing. They look so stupid. And the females who choose to date them are so dumbed down in order for them to make that decision. Okay, so they're like retarded people for all intents and purposes. There's a thin line between somebody who has a little bit of a brain disorder and has chosen to find their life in the world, and a retard who just doesn't know what he's doing with himself. Okay. And obviously I'm far different from them. When you're the smartest person that ever lived and they're trying to make you sound retarded, only retards don't believe you when you explain that that's what's going on. It's pretty straightforward. So keep in mind that there's that picture on the screen where there's these Republicans saying, hey, Democrats have a masculinity crisis. Again, why abortions are banned in red states and why they aren't banned in blue states. That's very, very telling. And if you look at the people on the news these days, they look like bad guys who are up to no good. And they're playing a game where if you're smart enough to see what they're doing is wrong, and you're smart enough to do the right thing and be ready to die for what's right, that they start acting funny. But when all is said and done, you'll have lived a better life if you do the smart thing and you tell the truth and you oppose them. Okay? They'll do bitch shit to give you a hard time, but it's nowhere near as humiliating, as degrading, okay, as harmful. It's nowhere near as much of a waste of time as if you join them. You join them, you are wasting your life. Look at the types of people on their side, right? Lady Gaga, Cardi B, right? These politicians wasting their lives to a T. So what? You get some fair weather slut. If you want a fair weather slut, go to the bunny farm in Las Vegas. They're better than the type of chicks that politicians date and marry as the rule of thumb. Okay, and this has to be said. Somebody like, whoa, he said that, but it has to be said. You know, they drive a nice car. So what? You're an asshole who drives a nice car. You look dumber than shit. Because what did you do to get that nice car? What type of people drive nice cars these days? All bitches, all of them. You have a nice car, excuse me, a nice house, bitches. Nice watch, bitches. You see what I'm saying? You're allowed to have nice threads while Jesus is persecuted and they're doing things to my clothing to keep me from dressing nice? That's a fucking disgrace. They look so fucking stupid. So stupid, like the depictions of the Greco-Roman deities. Dumb. You see Pan, Apollo. Apollo looks identical to the fool on the tarot card, and that's their deity of knowledge and science. The thing that they think makes someone smarter than someone else. You know, mere science, mere book knowledge. And they're making it harder for me to talk. They're fuming me. But by now you should know that I'm right. Okay? Learning all the details and saying, hey, did you know this? Did you know this? I bet you know. No, that's not how that went. That means nothing. It's technicalities. It doesn't change the bottom line. 1 + 1 = 2. You can go on and on about the different ways that, 1 + 1 can be explained. 1 apple, 1 orange, right? 1 tire, what have you. But at the end of the day, if you don't live as though 1 + 1 = 2, then you are just an idiot who wasted their time learning cute Snapple facts or something.